North Korea says leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin reached satisfactory agreement on, quote, important issues during their summit talks. Our details have yet to be disclosed, although North Korean media say the two men exchanged views on political, economic and military affairs. Concerns about deepening military cooperation have sparked fierce international backlash. South Korea and Japan amongst countries voicing alarm.
양측은 모종의 군사적 거래를 지속적으로 추진하고 있는 것으로 보입니다. 러시아와 북한은 스스로 고립과 퇴보를 자초하는 불법 무도한 행위를 중단하고 안보리 결의 등 국제 규범을 준수할 것을 다시 한번 촉구합니다.
北朝鮮との間の武器及び関連物資の取引を全面的に禁止をしている関連の安保理決議違反につながる可能性を含め懸念を持って注視をしているところでございます。
The U.S. warning of additional sanctions against North Korea should it strike any arms deal that would help Russia's war in Ukraine. The Kremlin also confirming reports that the Russian leader has accepted an invitation to visit North Korea and that Mr. Kim's visit to Russia will last a few more days. And more on Mr. Kim's visit to Russia, Dasha Chernyshyova joins us live from Moscow. Dasha, Mr. Kim's trip, as we just heard, not over yet. He will still visit Russia's far eastern city, Vladivostok, today. What do we know on his agenda?
Well, indeed, we understand that the trip and the state visit of the North Korean leader to Russia is ongoing. He is due to visit Vladivostok, where he will be overseeing and inspecting the Russian Pacific Fleet. This is part of the so-called military program of the North Korean leader in Russia, as the Kremlin has confirmed. Further on, we understand that Kim Jong-un will also be traveling to Komsomolsk-on-Amur to see the aviation factories there. And we have heard before the Kremlin saying that this visit was timely and productive, with the two countries interested in beefing up cooperation, particularly in the area of aviation. Moscow saying that Pyongyang was interested in that as well. We also have heard the confirmation indeed from the Kremlin that the trip will last for a few more days. However, the exact timing when Kim Jong-un will be going back to his country is unknown yet. The Kremlin didn't disclose that date. In the meantime, the Kremlin has confirmed that the Russian president has accepted the invitation to visit North Korea. But again, the details are yet to be established. What we do know for now is that there will be the meeting between the foreign ministers of these two countries that will be happening in October.
Dasha, news out in the last hour from the Korean news agency Yonhap. National security advisors of South Korea, the United States and Japan warning Pyongyang of firm retaliation should Moscow strike a weapons deal. How has Russia responded to that threat so far?
Well, what we have heard the Kremlin say is that Moscow and Pyongyang care about the mutual interest of these two countries, not the warnings from other states. In the meantime, Moscow has said that indeed it is going to abide and comply with the obligations that Moscow has. But even within those obligations, within those rules, Moscow says there are areas where the two countries can cooperate in the military technical sphere. We also heard Moscow saying that military technical sphere is among those sensitive issues of cooperation, and the Kremlin has been saying before that the sensitive areas will never be made public. So certainly the understanding is that the Kremlin is not ruling out the possibility of military technical cooperation with North Korea. We also have heard Moscow insisting that the relations with North Korea will be mutually beneficial because, first of all, these two countries are neighbors, and Moscow wants to have the relations with North Korea good on equal partnership. This is how Moscow says they should be based, and the North Korean leader has also vowed his support to any decisions made by the Russian President Vladimir Putin. So it does seem like these two countries are sending a very strong message to the West while not caring about any warnings coming from there as well.
Thanks to Dasha Chernyshyova speaking to us live from Moscow.